All right, testing. Let me know if the video and audio is working as it should. All right, testing. Let me know. How are you doing, Melissa? Is it Melissa? I don't want to pronounce your name incorrectly, but I think it is Melissa. Tell me if it's am I pronouncing it correctly, Melissa? Okay, lovely. How are you doing today? Okay, everything is good. So I'm doing roughly around an hour live based on community requests. And so I put in my community based on things that everyone would like to talk about. But if you have a particular subject that you would like to talk about, or something that you see on the channel, or something in general, you can ask a question, and we can have a conversation. Oh, you just came right now. Okay. Good having you here. Um, be sure to leave your comments in any of the videos that you see that you have an opinion on that you'd like to share. Oh, that's fine, Melissa. That's fine. That's fine if you don't have a lot of information or much about anything. That's fine. You can share any comments that you have in any time at all. That is fine as well. Also, if you see anything on the channel that you want to comment on, you can comment on it as well, or things that you would like to see on the channel, or things that you'd like to see me do. You can also comment that as well. Also, let me know if the audio is coming through properly. So far, you've been responding, but just for clarification, you can just let me know if it's fine. So let me ask Melissa, where are you currently watching from? Because I know from time to time there is a lot of people watching from all across the world, and I always like to ask. people watching would like to see, I would like to talk about, and so that's what this stream is about. What I've seen based on the poll is video games or relationship or anything that has to do with finance. But thank you for joining as well. If there's anything that you like in the channel, you can put it in the comment and let me know as well. No, so this stream is particularly pertaining to you or all the subscribers that are watching, or the things that you want to see or have. Oh, I like football, absolutely. And I play football, but not professionally. I like watching football, but and I like playing football. I'm not particularly professional at it, but I love to play football. So, and just to give the distinction between NFL and soccer, soccer, I like playing soccer just to kind of differentiate right there. American football, which is NFL, that's that I watch it, but I don't play it. Now, when it comes to soccer, which I know is mainly what the United Kingdom and Europe is pretty much into as well, is soccer. It's the kickball, not the handball. Let me also know if you can hear me clearly, because I know I have music playing there, so I can stop the music if it's overbearing that you can't hear me as well. But American football, no, I watch American football, but I don't play it. American football is mainly NFL. The football that I like and I've played before is soccer. So it's football, not handball. Because I saw the name and then I'm thinking you have to love football to use that as your screen name, EM football. What is that? Is that a misspell? RAB? Or it's supposed to be RAP? What? Is that a misspell? What were you asking? You're asking if I like listening to something. I would think that that spelling is you trying to say rap or something. I don't know if it's a misspell, but RAB I'm not particularly familiar with. Oh, rap. So it's not something that I would listen to on a daily basis. If it's playing on the radio or in the car, I may or may not listen to it based on what it's playing, but it's not something that I particularly would listen to. Is that something that you like listening to, or is it because it's more American why you ha why you asking? Oh, but okay. There is there is there is a lot of good rap music if it's something that you're particularly into. So it is it like the go-to music to listen to in the United Kingdom, or is it as popular as it is shown on television or play on the radio? Is it as popular in the United Kingdom? Or is it something that you particularly have to go searching for to be able to hear it often? Okay. No, currently no. I've been to New York before. Is is that somewhere that you visited or somewhere that you like to visit? New York. I know New York is one of the main attractions. It's good. It's good, and it also based on what you're into, what you like, and everywhere you go, like every different states has something unique and different to offer. But in general, it's good. There's a lot you can do. There's lots of place to go, lots of things to see. And what it mainly comes down to, not just the US, but mostly just about everywhere you travel to, is based on what you're into or what you're attracted to. That will make it worthwhile for you if you're considering traveling anywhere. But in general, it's good. I feel the same way. It's an entire big world, and I like the idea of traveling to visit different places and experience different culture, and that is one of the beauty of life. Oh, awesome! So if you're into traveling as well, I think there's one thing you can do. That's like that's like something that I do. Make a bucket list of some of the places that you like to travel, and so make it as a goal. So the U.S. being one of them for you, the United. Okay, awesome. You have friends there. That's good. A lot of people like to come here to the U.S. whether it's for simply just visiting, whether you're a tourist, you have family or friends. It's a great place to visit. Lots of different cultures, a lot of things for you to see and get into. Oh, 5 countries. That's so. There's quite a lot, but five, top five. Is that just randomly picking five or the top five? Would you like me to specify just randomly five or are my top five? I could randomly give you five, and so if I should say five, that would be Japan, China, Thailand. Okay, so my first three: Japan, China, Thailand. Switzerland, I like Switzerland. The I like the entire landscape and the way it is there. And I've already been to Germany, but I think I would go back for the main reason that I like the Nürburgring and I would like to drive on the Nürburgring particularly because I like that track. There are obviously other countries as well, but I'll had Germany for the Nürburgring because I like that track and I'd like to drive a car on it. So those will be my five: Japan, China, Thailand, Switzerland, and Germany. What are yours? Now these are great countries to me, mainly because the people there are great countries. Have good food. What are your five if you do have five that you can particularly think of? About the 5 countries that you would like to visit and why? Is it because of the culture, the people, the food? Now there's more than five. There's a lot more, but those were the five that I think those would be some of my first choices. Now, what are yours? If you do have particular countries. Oh, Dubai, the UAE, the Middle East, Dubai is an absolute. That's absolutely on my bucket list. Dubai for sure. New York is a good one. Mexico is a good one. Oh, there's so many lovely places. These are some good ones. Dubai, absolutely. New York is a good one. Mexico, Egypt is absolutely a good one too. And now Turkey and Dubai is not too far away from each other, so you can make those like close trip. Like if you go from one, you might as well just go to the other. But those are close by. Egypt, definitely. I see myself in Egypt as well. That is on my bucket list. Dubai's Dubai's also pretty much right there where Egypt is. So all these places are close by. But those are some good ones. Those are some good picks. If I could take two from yours, I would take Dubai and Egypt and have those to mine. Might as well go ahead and make it seven. Right? Might as well go ahead and make it seven. I love the entire Dubai. I love the environment there. Great people, great food. It's at first it wasn't as developed, but now it's getting a lot better, and so far it has come a long way. So Dubai is a beautiful place. There is so much there to do. Egypt is this historical place wherein just about anyone, if you go to Egypt, there's gonna be something that is gonna amaze you for you to ask some kind of a question or wanting to sightsee or see more. Whether it be from the pyramids or just wanting to ride the camels or anything of that sort. Oh, absolutely. I think if you can move to Dubai, I don't see a reason. I don't see a reason not to. It's absolutely beautiful there. Now I know the weather. The weather it does get hot there because I've been particularly around the Middle East here, right next close to Dubai, and it does get hot there. You have like sandstorm and stuff, but apart from that, I don't see that deterring me from would wanting to visit or live in Dubai. That's an absolute beautiful place. It is now a big city that can be compared to New York, being even a lot better in many aspects when it comes to infrastructure and development. Oh yes, and that's one of the attractive and main thing about Dubai as well. The people are very welcoming and well mannered as well, so that helps a lot. And in a lot of the main places that you go, the infrastructure it's and the surrounding area is developed and it's clean too. The only thing traveling to Dubai that you'll need is you need to be actively working or have some sort of financial stability because it is a well-developed place as it is now. So you would have to be financially stable to be there. Oh, Africa. Africa, absolutely. That I think that should be on everyone's bucket list. And even just for the mere fact that Africa is one of those places that there is so much culture within that one continent. And we've seen so much on TV too, right? Based on the documentaries. Particularly if you're into animals and you want to see different areas of a continent or countries within that continent, Africa is one of those places too, as well. Tanzania. Tanzania is one of those. It's one of those names that you often heard of or seen on TV somewhere, and you're like, okay, yes, that sounds like or it looks like a place that I would like to visit. Tanzania, I think that's where they I'm not I'm not sure exactly if that's where they get the cartoon character from. The but there was a cartoon spinning character. I don't remember if his name was the Tasmanian Devil or something like that. Tanzania, lots of beautiful places in Africa. Asia is like right next door as well. So you have a lot of people that's coming from Asia and even Europe and the West as well going over there. Kenya, yes. Now imagine thinking of going to all these places and just feeling the different atmosphere. It's I'm not sure if you've ever traveled before, and when you left from where you are and you travel to an entire different time zone, how abstract and so different it feels to you, at least until you kind of get used to it. So when you travel to these places, especially Kenya or Tanzania, Africa, it's an entirely different feeling. The time zone, the weather is different, the people are different. A lot of the foods that you may eat there too, you may come to realize that a lot of the stuff may even taste a lot of different too. New experiences, exactly. Experiences and new experience is what makes traveling and going and doing things and going new places makes it worthwhile. Is when you get that experience, then you create a memory. And so I've always liked to be able to go around a lot of the animals that I've liked or I've watched on TV. So a lot of these places, you have like meerkats or exotic animals that you won't have around in your day-to-day surrounding area. You probably can go to a zoo and see a lot of different animals like lions and maybe one or two, but seeing them abundantly and roaming free, you probably won't see them in your local area, probably your local country. But going to these different places, you may be surprisingly, pleasantly su- surprised, be open to a lot of these new things that just makes the entire experience worthwhile. So, uh, so have you No, I love. Yeah, I like those as well. And sometimes you're surprised to see when you go to a different country because of the culture and the way of living there is so different. Some places that you go to, like the city areas, in some places it'll be fast paced, but then you go to other areas or different countries and you see the pace at which the people live is a lot more balanced or slowed down, and people just have different priorities. I think everyone still works because everyone have to, because it's based on the way the world is, but still you'll still find balance, and the priorities are different based on the different places that you go. And what's surprisingly welcome, you'll find that a lot of places the people are a lot more welcoming and good mannered. Yes, US is expensive as well. Now the- there are good places that you can live, that the trade-off is a little bit better, but still it's expensive. There's a lot of different places in the world that you can go and live a lot cheaper and have a more natural and well worth living of a day-to-day life if you can if you can work hard enough to be able to gather enough income or be financially stable. You don't necessarily have to live in the place that you've been living your entire life. You can get your passport and travel to somewhere else to experience a different way of life. So, a lot of the places that are great to visit might not necessarily be a good place to live, but at the same time, it'll be a lovely experience. And it, and it's also based on what you're into as well. Because a lot of people live in the expensive places, and they know that it's expensive, but they work hard and they are financially stable, so they kind of make the trade-off, and it's also based on their priority and their way of life as well. But if you're more into the simpler things on your day-to-day life, you might not be so interested in most of those things. But yep, the U.S. is expensive. There's a lot of places, especially in Asia, and a lot of the there's a there- there's a lot of good places in Europe too as well, that you have a good life balance or work life balance, that you can afford on your day to day a proper life without having to spend too much. a thousand a thousand euro is, yeah, so it's almost like that in the US too as well. But what was really funny to me is it might be an exaggeration that they will give you the entire pyramid, but hey, might as well, right? Because even though 1,000 euro might seems like it's a lot, it's like in the originating or the base country of where it's predominantly used, it might not seem so much. But if you take that same $1,000 to another country, the trade-off might be worth 100 times that. 1,000 euro, if you take 1,000 euro to places like Thailand, you will in turn get a lot in exchange for that amount, or in Egypt. And so 1,000 euro probably won't last you that long. Yeah, 1,000 pounds, right? Yeah, it that probably covers mainly just a month expense or even less. But if you take that to like another country, particularly Thailand, the exchange rate there, it's absolutely phenomenal. So so if you had to move the pyramid, where'd you move it to? Yeah, where would you move the pyramid to? Would you move it back to the United Kingdom? Or what would be better? Imagine if they could deconstruct and reconstruct a pyramid. Now that trade-off would have been that would have been a good thing. And from what I've seen, building a pyramid is not all that easy. Well, particularly the ones that we've seen that's been built from stones and rock without much of the modern inventions. I'm sure they can build other kind of pyramids, but I think one of the things that if you are able to gather enough finance or to be financially stable enough is to have some sort of a goal wherein you would travel and visit or experience other places, so at least your entire your entire life experience will be a little bit more fulfilling because a lot of us are in one place. No, I understand the comparison. I understand the comparison of what you're saying. It is expensive in Europe. I understand the comparison. The same thing here in the United States. That's the reason why I was referencing Thailand as well. While that same £1,000 doesn't seem as much there in Europe, if you bring it elsewhere, the currency trade-off will be a lot more, which which I could say to a point of amazing you that the same $1,000, which doesn't seem to be that much of where you are using it now, if you should use it somewhere else outside of Europe, you would see that it's worth a lot more. And it should be one of the highest trade-off currency right now. If I am correct, or if it hasn't changed, so the exchange rate for a pound should still be number one, I think, if I am correct. And so from what I've seen, the exchange rate, if you had to that just a few more, like three or another 4,000 to that, you could secure yourself a condo in places like Thailand in a high-rise building or in a proper, well-developed neighborhood. You could get a house, like a two-story house, and the cost of living is a lot more welcoming. So for a lot of places that I have on my bucket list, these are nice places to visit, but they're not all places that I would live. So it's the perspective of wanting to experience different places, different cultures, so you can have a more fulfilled or rounded, rounded life. But wanting to live at a lot of places, it's not necessarily to something that I would like. And I think the same. A lot of people would like to visit a lot of places, but wouldn't necessarily like to live in those places, but for the experience. Oh, that's something that I only see when I log onto the internet somewhere. Particularly, I don't pay attention because I am busy throughout the day doing other things. Even though I wouldn't say that it's something that I'm not aware of, but I try not to pay too much attention because it's too distracting for me to pay attention to all of that. But the news, once you log on to your social media or social account, you'll see just a variety of things, and you don't know necessarily what is true and what is not. So I tend not to gravitate too much because it's a lot of confusion. But if you log on somewhere on the internet, you type the name in, you'll see something come up. It might not necessarily be true, or it might be, but it's nothing that you would take necessarily and say, okay, that is what it is, because there's always some sort of a confusion with general news. Yeah, so I don't pay a lot of it's too much of a distraction. So I tend to focus on other things that like day to day things that I am doing. If it comes up on my timeline, if I log onto somewhere, I'll browse across it, but I try not to pay too much attention to it. Is that what is shown on your day to day news, or you see it on social media? Oh, see, I don't even know that I don't even know that part of it, that he's out or that he's not out. So that is something that is new to me. It would be something that I would have to go and type in to see if that actually is currently what is happening. But yeah, based on what have based on what I've been shown, it's it's an absolute something for you to think about. It's like, wait a minute, all of this, that this can't be happening. That didn't happen. So yeah, that's it was a lot. What's the what's the time zone there now? Oh, I'm not. I'm not. Oh, 4:22. Is that PM or AM in the morning? 4:22 PM in the day. AM in the morning. See, the time zone different. The time zone different. Absolutely different. So you're 6 to 7 hours ahead of the U.S. right now. So it'll be Thursday morning right now for you. It's amazing. The time zone different. I do like a lot of music. I do like a lot of movies. Uh, Nothing that particularly would say my favorite. Mostly, I just watch something because it's a nice movie to watch. But I'm mostly into sitcoms, animations, or I'll watch some nice funny cartoons. Something that I like to watch is Rick and Morty. That that's that's more recent. I'm into sitcoms. Movies, I do like movies too, but I don't keep up with movies like new movies that are coming out or things like that. Especially now that everything is streaming online or on a particular app. But if there's something out and I'm randomly browsing through one of my streaming apps, then I might watch a movie if I have the time to, or if I find it of some interest. But I don't particularly have like a favorite movie. But if I am browsing and I find something that looks interesting, I might watch it. But mainly, if I'm looking for something to watch, I'll go to sitcoms, I'll go to anime, I'll go to some cartoons, or I'll go to some stand up comedy. yeah, stand-up comedy, absolutely. Chris Tucker, is that what you're saying, Chris Tucker? Chris Tucker has been around for a very long time. He has been in a lot of popular good movies that I'm sure if you've been on like any social platform, you'll probably see some short video of Chris Tucker somewhere. Now he hasn't made any recent stand up, but from his previous ones that I've watched, I loved all of them. He's always funny in all his movies. His stand up are good, so that is a good pick. And Martin Lawrence as well. Yes, these are some of the funny people and good actors. Those are some good ones. Yes. Now Will Smith is a good one too. Only one more thing to add to that. Only if he could do stand up as well, right? So if he just had, or if he had practiced stand up, now that would make him even more lovable. Will Smith is a good one too. Only if he could do stand up, that would be one of the greatest things. Now, who is upcoming in the Middle East? Will Smith? Oh, Chris Tucker. Okay. That's something that I'll have to look into to see his most recent development that he has going on. So, uh, so that happens to a lot of actors, singers, or stand-up comedians. It's no, I agree. Sometimes when you watch their stand-up or their movie or their later interviews, you'll see that they have a lot of things that they are doing. So sometimes you don't get to see the things that you want to see, and it'll be like priorities based on what they're doing. So like the first movie Friday, that was really good, but then he didn't actually want to do the rest of them based on the character and the character projection, and you didn't know that until later in interviews. So sometimes it's just that it's things like that that happen. So what I'll be doing here pretty soon is to close out the live. I wanted to do just an hour to kind of chat back and forth, but I'm gonna be closing out here pretty soon. I've gone over the hour. Uh, but uh, what you can do as well, if you'd like to join me from day to day, or leave a comment anywhere on the channel. Also, you can see that I have another gaming channel as well that you can go and check out. If you go to my home section here and you scroll down, you'll see that there is a channel that another channel there. You can go there and leave comment as well. But apart from that, you can always come here, leave your comments, and whenever I'm live, or if I'm not on live, that we can chat, we can have a good time, just as we are now doing. I want to absolutely thank you for joining me here. We had a good time, and from day to day, I'm trying to have a schedule that I'm doing. So I I am here having some kind of engagement and interaction. So the oh yeah, absolutely. If there's anything that you like to see in particular, you can also go to my community section, and if something is not listed there that you'd like to see or that you like, you can go to the comment and you can put it in there, or you can just comment based on what you're thinking. And if there's something that you would like to see on the channel, you can also put that as well. And if you also ever go on my other gaming channel, in which I play video games on there, you can also leave a comment, let me know that it's you, and I will give you a shout out as well. Now I know it's after 4 over there in the morning. Thank you for joining me here today. I know I said I was gonna do 1 hour. That's what I put in the description. But from having a good interaction here and having a good time, we've obviously gone over that hour. But that is fine with me as well. And don't forget, if you haven't already liked the video, don't forget to like the video just to show that it's you like and appreciate the channel. Thanks for joining me. I will see you in the next video. Bye.